I don't know what happened. We tried to get
I don't
everything set
know.
up.
I hit go live, but then it wouldn't go live, and I had to hit go live and go live, and
I hit go live and it worked. Yeah. So, do you want me to play the intro again? I could.
That's okay.
I will keep dancing.
They've heard it. They were probably singing
Morning.
it, waiting for us.
Yeah. Well, you guys are still here anyway, so yeah, we had fun with that.
Good morning.
I want to start off right off the bat by sharing my screen.
Ooh.
There we go. And say we've got a big thing happening. We got a big thing getting ready to happen.
Ooh.
We're getting ready to hit 1 million members.
Wow.
So what you do to help this happen, we're at 980. Let me look at real quick. 980, where are we? 998, 177. So we are so close to being there. So that's a lot of people being on our, so.
And
us.
There's a guess. There's a G2G post where you can guess. Steve Greenwood put it up. Guess the day and the time that we're going to hit the million.
That's very cool.
I didn't see that.
Where can you see the running total of members? Is it on the homepage?
Here we go. Okay, here's this tab. So it's the 1 million member pool. When will we cross? All right. So I'm going to vote that up. Yep, there we go. And as some of you may have noticed, we're rather close to crossing 1 million. So they're doing a guess. So this post serves as a place for existing members to guess. Don't post a comment, people. Post a real live June 5th at 1:16. Graham Olney says, Star Wars Day, May the 4th.
Of course.
Be with you. Yeah. It might be the 18th at 6 p.m. It might be. That doesn't sound like a very solid guess. Might be. Okay. So go head on over there and do that if you want to check that out. Hey, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
People talking about food in the chat this morning. John Tyner's here. Hey, John. Pop-Tarts. I love Pop-Tarts.
Ooh.
Yeah. I used to like them as a kid, but I don't know. Cardboard with jelly slathered on it. And then crunchy frosting, yeah. So sweet potato souffle, but not with marshmallows. She likes the sweet potato casserole. That's Annie Paddock.
Nice.
Good Southern girl. So, what's that?
I'm just wondering about that. Yeah. We never grew up with sweet potatoes, but one Thanksgiving a few years ago, we did a Thanksgiving or sweet potatoes with marshmallows, and so now we always.
Did you like it?
We did.
You always do it now.
It's a classic.
Except the one year when I was in charge of the marshmallows, and I thought more is better.
Oh.
More is not necessarily better.
S'mores are better. S'mores are better.
Yeah. Well,
the way we do it, we do it as a souffle, and the very top of it has brown sugar and pecans.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're caramelized and toasted, and it's so good. June Butka, blueberry pancakes. She's a woman after my heart. She truly is.
June, you're living the dream.
Living the dream. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Saturday morning's live cast. We haven't even started yet, and we're off on our own little things.
And good morning to everybody, or hello to everyone who's watching us afterwards too.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna. If you're watching the recorded version, come back and watch us again and again and again if you want to see us again and again and again. Congratulations to Betsy. Betsy was a part of a competition this week, and she did really well. And congratulations to Greg. He walked away with a very prestigious award from the Ontario Math.
Okay.
Show us.
The Ontario, yes.
Yay.
There was the provincial math conference was this week. I actually did a workshop on genealogy and mathematics, and I was also presented with an award for outstanding contribution to mathematics.
Yeah, and
Ontario.
Greg, besides doing it at the mathematics, he's much more excited about that. He'll also be presenting that presentation at the East Coast Genetic Genealogy Conference in Maryland in October. So
Yeah.
big things going on for our crew. My big news is my computer got blown up. So
Oh,
here I am
no.
on my sofa.
Oh no.
Yeah. I need it by the 4th, so I've let the chipmunks who do the tech stuff in our house know that we need to get my computer back up and running by then.
No. So whose computer are you using?
I'm on my laptop. It was my desktop that blew up where I usually sit and do my
right.
yeah. So yeah, we had our oven is blown up. So yeah, we had a lot of stuff blow up. I don't know what happened because
So was it a lightning strike?
I don't know. I was at the cottage, so I
Right.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know. No, Mags, your big news is that you are going to be on WikiTree Friday Night Bingo on the 12th. I am.
Really?
I am.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
So good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome. And if you want to see us again, go back and watch our recording. Make sure you give us an upvote down there at the bottom. And I'm going to start us off. How many minutes are we already into this? We're already
only a few.
We're already. You said 7 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me get my screen share going again. Here, screen share. And where do I have it? There we go. Just make sure I have it in the right place. Question of the week.
Oh, while you're finding that,
And
did you see this? It's June's wedding anniversary.
Oh,
it is.
Happy
It
Anniversary,
is.
June.
Yeah. Bon fête. Bon anniversary. So here we go. Let me get my screen up bigger and bigger. The question of the week was a fun one this week. What's a funny anecdote that you found in your research? Can you imagine that we did find some funny anecdotes? Thank you very much for whoever just did that. I'm going to switch over so that I'm not going to be live on screen with you, but over here. Question of the week, what's your funny anecdote? What have you found? What funny story have you found while doing genealogy research? 19 answers. Not a lot of answers, but thank goodness because there were some novels in here.
Oh.
There's two in this one, but I really like this. Is Lucy Draper moved to and died in Union County, South Carolina. The cemetery was located on their property. About 70 years ago, the South Carolina Department of Transportation decided to build a road right through the cemetery, and I wouldn't travel that road at night. And check this out. There's a car traveling through the ghost. Yeah. There's another one that the SCDOT on I-85 heading north outside of Spartanburg towards Charlotte, that there's a cemetery that's in the middle of the median, but it's like in the median up on a hill. And so that one, they just went around it on either side of the road. So, and here's another great picture. Go along with that. I think that's his, he dug them up this week.
Is that Donald Draper?
David Draper.
David Draper?
Donald Draper was from Mad Men, the TV.
Oh, right. Yes, that's right. Donald Draper was the Mad Men.
That's hilarious, Greg.
David Draper. Wow. So
let's see. Yeah.
Have you seen his profile? When I was opening the profiles for Profiles of the Week, I guess he's the WikiTree member of the week, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I opened his, and I didn't realize, and so I was reading, and I thought, where's the connection to the theme? But it was just so hilarious. I'm gonna have to share that.
Okay.
Well, I'm not gonna do that right this second, but that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Dear Eowyn, my great-great-grandfather Charles Glenn has a birth certificate in New York City. In 1871, written in German and English. He was delivered by Mrs. Stork.
That is great.
And then Anonymous Reed says, oh, that's a good one. I was delivered in early April by Dr. Lamb.
That was cool.
Yeah. Let's see. A lot of these are stories about how people met. My aunt recently told me a story that after World War II, when they moved from the country back to Lisburn near Belfast, her elderly great aunt accompanied them. Their city house had no electricity. The aunt kept complaining that the electricity didn't work because it wouldn't turn on the oil lamps. she would flip the switch and the oil lamps wouldn't come on.
You're right. Yeah.
It's taking you guys a few minutes to get that one.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Let's see. My second great grandfather, that was from Eric Bain. From Kathy Webster, my second great grandfather, Jacob Bonin, was a police officer in Cincinnati. He seemed to get mentioned in the papers quite a bit for various shenanigans. That's great because as genealogists, we want to find that. By far the best article I found was the story of him working as a night watchman at Spring Grove Cemetery, going to investigate a noise he encountered a swan. Apparently the swan was named Jack. The swan, reportedly as being 4 feet tall, attacked Jacob and succeeded in carrying away a handful of Jake's whiskers. That's funny. If you guys know swans, and they're very protective of their turf.
They can be quite aggressive. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they can. Let's see. No, not that one. I love this one. While researching my third great grandfather, Asa Lord Gardner, I found this for an article in the Scranton Republic in 1896. This is from Kathy Bauer. Must clean sidewalks. 4 offenders arrested and fined by mayor yesterday. The mayor took a decided stand yesterday morning in the matter of enforcing the order with regard to cleaning of the sidewalks of snow and ice. A.L. Gardner, Harry Brown, Harry Walker, and G. Overton were before his honor yesterday charged with the offense, and each mulcted, not sure what, $1.25. Mulcted? M-U-L-C. I don't know if that was a typo or.
Is that a fine?
This is hilarious. Look at this.
Margaret Jessie taken by.
This is Richard Cheek. Obituary index used taken by text from the headline and indexed my cousin by taken by and not her actual name.
Taken
so Margaret
by
Best taken death by death. Isn't that that's AI? AI.
How would you ever find that? Wow.
Yeah.
Like who would think to look for that? Taken by.
You would hope that some astute genealogist doing a transcription maybe set it up correctly in the indexes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's funny though. I like that one. That might be the best one. Who knows? And I just like that Kay Smith. Kay, now if you follow our Saturday morning question of the week, Kay Smith often has very interesting commentary on himself or other people's posts. So I'm just saying the majority of my relatives seem to have focused on drama, not hilarity. Now, I don't believe that. Okay, just saying, Kay. See. Oh, this is kind of funny. So in the late 70s, this is Richard Leach, and he's kind of telling on himself, but we'll let him do that. So in the late 70s, I hung out with a friend who had a cousin in the Newport Pittsfield area of Maine. We'd go down to Brooklyn, Maine, to the area outside of Waterville to hang out, and my cousin and his cousin's friends. One day, one of the group told me a story about his grandfather. Seems the guy, a young fella, was working on highway construction in the early 1900s and was storing dynamite in his parents' basement. Oh, is this story going to end well? No.
Oh, no.
One night, the dynamite blew. His parents ended up in their bed in the basement. I think the guy said there weren't any injuries. That's a good thing. Okay, roll ahead to the 1990s. I'm living in Lowell, Massachusetts, and I headed to Springfield one day with my mother's 1940s photo album looking for her relatives. Of course you did. You're a good genealogist. Mm-hmm. I visited 3 of her cousins after quite a research in the family. I visited the name of Pete. He told me a very similar story about my grandfather. I commented on hearing that story from a young guy in Maine, and they said that was their son who was working in a textile mill in Waterville. Small world. Small world. It was his grandfather who did that. Isn't that funny? And he had never heard the story.
Oh, when he heard the story first, he didn't realize it was his own family.
No, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Interesting, the stories we don't pass down. That would be a story that I would be telling.
Oh,
I don't know about you guys. Let's see. That's my second great grandmother, widow's practical joke. It's a long story. I'm gonna paraphrase it for you. So this lady who was a widow, she decided to make her friends stop telling her she needed to get remarried. And so she sent out wedding invitations to all of her friends, invited them over for a specific time. She had a big curtain set up behind which everything was going to take place. She was going to open the curtains and all of this. And everybody gets there at 7:30. She says, "I'm sorry, he just texted or just called." This was way back when.
Yeah.
He just called, and he's stuck at the train station, but he's on his way. And so eventually she goes out, and everybody's really curious. And somebody goes and pokes their head behind the curtain, and it's a mannequin. It's not a real wedding.
No.
Her friends stopped bugging her to do that. So yeah, isn't that funny? Epic joke.
Yes.
Let's see. I like this one on. So here's a story about how my paternal grandparents met. Dad told me the story. John Miller from a small town in Oklahoma. In 1956 and 57, he was in Korea. On the way home, they stopped in Japan. They went to an army base in Washington State. My grandmother, Charm Galloway, what a great name, worked at the army base. The night the soldiers returned, there was a party being held in their honor. My grandmother was a big Elvis fan. My grandfather hated Elvis. My grandmother went up to the jukebox during the party and put a quarter into the machine and played the latest Elvis song. My grandfather was showing off in front of his friends, walked over to the jukebox and turned the song off. Okay. Yeah, my grandmother, mad that she lost her quarter, went over to the jukebox, put another quarter in to turn the song back on. She then walked up to my grandfather, who was talking with his friends, and punched him. Lo and behold, the two of them got married.
Somewhere in between the punch.
Yes, sparks flew. Maybe the stars that he saw in his eyes were like, "Oh, look, it's an angel from heaven." Very similar story. This is a good one. This is a story of shenanigans that people play in the countries when somebody gets married, So one of these, I don't know if she actually names what it is, but they used to get out in the house, surround the house, and fet the couple by screaming and yelling and partying outside the house, like the night of the wedding or whatever. So granddad and grandma eloped because he lived on a farm and she lived in her parents in the town. And they didn't want her to marry him because she thought he could do better. Well, after the marriage, they had to go back to the farm, and they moved in with his mother, who was deaf. And they hear the headlights. They see the headlights coming down the country road. And the lights got turned off and they didn't pass the house. So they slipped out the back door and they hid. The friends came to the house and started beating on pans, making quite the noise, but nobody came to the door. But they could see that the deaf mother was sitting inside, who didn't move because she didn't realize all this was going on. Right. Well, after a while, the friends realized the newlyweds were in their midst, making as much noise as the rest. Only once were they discovered that they invited their friends in. That's a great story. I love that.
That is good. Yeah.
Love it.
Oh, let's see. 5 times, and all 5 husbands died a year and a half before the marriage was, after the marriage was not. No, I don't have one of those black widows. Let's see. No. Let's look here. I'm looking for one specifically. Oh, that's pretty funny. Okay, so my grandmother was active in the national politics and local government in Knoxville, Tennessee, back into the early 1900s when her children were young and in grammar school in the early teens. She played a very active role in the PTA. The school's floors had cracks between the boards. This is a bad part of the story. It was a 2-story building. You could see between the floorboards. In bad weather, some of the children wouldn't go outside, so they messed themselves. And unfortunately, it went through the floorboards occasionally. Not a good thing.
That's
not a good thing.
Oh.
So my grandmother, along with the PTA members, tried numerous times to persuade the school board to install restrooms to no avail. They wouldn't put restrooms inside the school. So they came up with a solution to force the school board to install the restrooms inside. On Halloween night, the PTA members and the grandmother took big ropes, pulled the outhouse down. That stunt succeeded in getting the school board to install the inside bathrooms. There you go. Mm-hmm. Let's see. GI Bill, Clarkson College. My grandmother grew up in the town and operated a stable. She was riding her horse past the college when my father started to tease her. She turned her horse around and chased him into the building. They started dating shortly after that.
Yeah.
It's funny. I have a friend who just is refurbishing an old cabin up in the Appalachians, up in North Carolina, and is new. And they go up and stay at the cabin while they're working on it. Well, today, she let the dogs out really early this morning for them to do their business. And she's got these really big French, I don't know what kind of dogs they are, but they're like Mastiffs. And she let the dogs out. And apparently there was a 4K run that was going by her house. And one of the dogs chased one of the runners.
Oh, no.
So I just thought I'd share that. That made me think of that. Isn't that awful and funny? Awful funny anyway.
Both, yes.
I asked her if the guy won the race.
I was going to say, it probably improved his time.
Let's see. Oh, now this is kind of funny from Susan Ellen Smith. Irony. I am from a Smith family that's long lived in Long Island for several years. There's a Smithtown, and there's the Smithtown is named after Richard Bull Smith. My friends always thought my family was related to the old legendary Bull Smith. I joke because there's a story about him and local natives and a bull. Cow tipping is what I can think of. I don't know what was going on. But the joke is on my ex-husband. When I did the family tree on Ancestry, I discovered that Richard Bull Smith is actually his 8th great-grandfather. Isn't that funny? Let's see. All right. Another great story. Oh, and Brian always has such great information. Been so blessed to have found and convinced the archivist at what was then the College of Cape Breton to create a digital copy of an interview researchers made about people from the coal mining area of Cape Breton and my great grandmother, Elizabeth Baxter, in June 1977. Wow. Now, he didn't post a link to that article. I'm assuming it's online and available somewhere. How cool. There's over 1 hour of beautiful memories of shared many stories. One of them was a home remedy where somebody got whooping cough. And they took him into the mine and made him sleep on the floor. And that remedied, in a coal mine, it's going to remedy that whooping cough. Yeah, really? They would be going, the CPA would be going, the Children's Aid Society would be going. But there's a cute family of all of them. Isn't that fun? Wow. And then finally, there's a picture. This guy, Eric Weddington. Eric, I don't know if you're in here today. Going through pictures from the family, and he sees a picture of, let's see, Aunt Betsy, my wife's, Betsy was my wife's mother's much older sister who passed away several years ago. There's a cat sitting next to Aunt Betsy in the picture, in one of the pictures. And he stares at the photo for a bit and he says, well, it kind of looks like a lion cub to me. I don't know why they would have such a thing. Well, 5 or 10 minutes later, they come across a paper about Bessie. It was a short biography about her when she was in the nursing home, apparently. And here it was. Bessie had a pet lion for a while. Some connections to Ringling Brothers at Barnum and Bailey Circus. How fun is that? And then I said, where's this picture? We should post the picture and send a copy to Sarah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How
so
cool.
those are our questions of the week, and I hope you enjoyed that. That's fun. Let's see. Brian says it is an audio file that I have used. Oh, it's cool, and videos and stuff. That's nice.
Nice.
But I don't have the whole file online. But still, post a link to one of your snippets there, Brian. That would be cool to see. That's fun. Okay, so that's the question of the week. And
cool.
yeah. So I'm still picturing the guy in the North Carolina mountains running as fast as he can. He probably finished the race and went way far beyond too.
Yeah, the poor guy. Wow. Okay, so yeah, it looks. I'm just on the WikiTree homepage right now, and there is a number here. So I'm wondering if that's so. When we started the live cast, it was 998,183. If I refresh the page, whoopsie.
It was 997, wasn't it?
Was it?
I think so.
Oh, 189. What was it before? Was it 183? Now it's jumped to 189. You said it was 997. Well, now it's 998, 189. So we've got 6 more users since we started our live cast.
Yeah.
I wonder if our tech people, our webmasters, can make it so that we see the remaining number to 1 million. In addition to that,
it was 998, 177 when we started.
Oh, so I hit this after you started talking about the number, and it was 183 at that point. Now it's 189. Wow.
Keep it up, kids.
We're just Well, from my workshop yesterday, we got one more WikiTree member from that, so I helped contribute to the 1 million.
There you go.
So it's 1,811 left to go.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
I think that they should send a text message out to all of us. like an early warning siren for a tornado.
Yeah,
1
that's right.
million.
Now Hillary says they don't have many new members. She's greeting. Interesting. I wonder what rate warrants many new members at a time. So I don't know.
I might have pulled up that number before the live cast, but it wasn't long before the live cast.
Yeah.
Cool.
Interesting. Yeah. So before I go into the profiles of the week, which are all about police officers, let me just show you Dave's profile. Where's Dave's profile?
Funny.
Because I opened up his along with all the other profiles that I'm going to talk about by mistake. Well, I wasn't paying attention, and I just clicked on the list.
Yeah.
First off, he's a caricature.
So look, first of all, there's a character. I think, I don't recognize what police officer character that's from, but maybe it's from a cartoon. I didn't pay attention to I said, oh, he's my cousin. That's nice. I'm reading down, born in the 50s. Okay, that's fine. And then I'm thinking, wow, look at this extensive page with all these sections. Wow, the person who did this profile was, and then this is the he has his the information, the bullet point information about it. So left-hand information entered by Dave Draper at registration. I'm thinking, wow, a famous actor who entered their own information on WikiTree. I was it took me a long time to clue in what I'd done. Then the birth, no actual name. So like, at this point I'm thinking, wow. But then I read the stickies here. Is it large enough for you to read? Dave Draper is living the dream in McLean County, Illinois. Don't wake me up. I thought, where can I add that? And then the next one, David spends way too much time on WikiTree, added by his wife. Then the marriage and the children, burial, death to be announced, burial, considering donation to science. Maybe doctors can find how genealogy can make a brain go insane. Currently best remembered for neglecting family and friends, spending too much time down the rabbit holes on WikiTree, helping others find their ancestors. That's a good thing to be remembered for. But I like this one. Upsetting my family by constantly giving updates of family discoveries. What no one remembers.
Know that one.
Yeah. And so what no one remembers is actually probably his professional life, the stuff that, he spent the bulk of his life doing. Lifetime sign painter and sign builder. He's an artist, paints and does music. He's done a CD album with 12 original songs, and a performer, played piano at the surgical waiting area of the local hospital.
Oh.
When I thought, okay, well, was he playing piano while his wife was giving birth? Was he doing that?
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm guessing
Does he do these cartoons?
I think he does. And then he's got, but anyway, you go further and he's collected stories and family trees and pictures of the tombstones of his, it's very impressive. So kudos to you, Dave, for being WikiTree member of the week. I mean, that alone is worth an honorable mention. But your profile is just amazing. So, way to go! So, I just think that's fantastic. We don't often celebrate the WikiTree Member of the Week on. I mean, maybe we should start doing that more often.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just wanted to share that with you because that was very cool. But the actual the theme for all the other profiles is which TV police officer are you most closely connected to, and in keeping with the past ones, I've got a little map here. Here's where they all are. Most of them are actors who have played police officers in American television or Canadian American. There's a Canadian as well, but there is one French person and one from Australia. Indigenous person from Australia, an Aboriginal actor. So that's where it is. But what's interesting, so last time I mentioned how you get that list and you find the WikiTree ID of all of them, you put them in the search text. So that gives you the 11 profiles and you click the link to the map. But I thought I'd just show you that when you're on the map, you can actually customize what you see on the map. And so I went into the background and opened up and clicked on the OpenStreetMap. You could click on Google Maps as well. Both of them will give you the map of the world as a background. And then under persons, you can choose what information you want to overlay. So you can actually color it. If you color it by century, then instead of blue and instead of those colored dots, red for birth and blue for death, you get all the different colors based on the generation. Now, because they're all current actors, they're all in their century. They're all in the current century. So that's kind of boring in this scenario. But what's interesting is you could also put the migration. And so what it does is it adds little arrows. So if you have location and dates in your WikiTree profile, it'll show where you moved at certain times. And look at this. What's really telling is look how many people were born on the Eastern Seaboard and moved to Hollywood.
Yep.
Right?
Makes sense.
I thought that was kind of a neat thing. So getting down to business, here we have the main profile of the week, Lance Solomon Reddick, born 7th of June, 1962 in Baltimore, Maryland. Died on St. Paddy's Day this year, 2023, at the age of 60, way too young. American actor and a musician. He's best known, of course, for playing Cedric Daniels in the HBO series The Wire, and also Philip Broyles in Fringe, and for playing Charon in the John Wick series of films. And I don't know if he was if he was in the one that's the most recent one, or is there still one more that's being made? John Wick? I can't recall, but
I don't know.
But anyways, way too early.
Somebody in the chat will probably tell us.
Yeah, I'm sure. But he started off as a musician. He went to school studying classical composition at the Eastman School of Music in Rochester, New York. But when his music career didn't take off, he moved into acting and went to the Yale School of Drama in '91. And then, of course, he landed the role as the Baltimore police officer in The Wire, and then went on to Fringe, which had John Noble. But I've only seen the first bit of the first season of Fringe. I think I'm gonna have to go back and finish that one because I didn't realize Leonard Nimoy was in it. And then he's also voiced some characters in video games and another series called Bosch. It says he died. And it doesn't say the cause of death. Was it cancer, or do we know? Anyone remember? I did not think to look that up in time. Anyways, 60 is way too young.
Yeah.
But
and there's a WikiTree Shorts video on Lance.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So if you just look in the channel, it's it shows his.
Very cool. So here's that the European dot that we saw. Bruno Jean-Marie Crémet, né le 6 octobre 1929 à Saint-Mandé et mort le 7 août 2010 à Paris, est un acteur franco-belge. anyway, there is an actual English biography, but basically it's, he was born the 6th of October, 1929, died the 7th of August, 2010 in Paris. He's French and Belgian in origin. And he's best known for playing Jules Maigret. Actually, I thought it was Jean Maigret, but in the television series with that name. Anyways, Maigret is a very famous French detective. Trying to think of the author. I can't remember the author offhand, but I have read one of his novels. Very good. His father was the writer Stephen Crémet. No, he's the father of a writer, Stephen Crémet. Stéphane Crémet. And then moving on, Angie Dickinson, who was the star of Policewoman. Born Angie Brown. Her parents were Leo Henry Brown and Frederica Eyre. She became Angie Dickinson in 1952 when she married a football player named Gene Dickinson in 52. Later, she married composer Burt Bacharach. I didn't realize that. Yeah, Burt Bacharach, famous for many popular songs. That's exactly what I was going to say, including Raindrops. And there's a nice candid photo of the two of them. Yeah. But Policewoman wasn't her first. She first got into acting in 1954, New Year's Eve of all days, in an episode of Death Valley Days. Hadn't heard of that, but and then she appeared in many anthology series, westerns, Gun the Man Down in 1956 with James Arness. She was in the film Rio Bravo with John Wayne, and got Golden Globe Award for the New Star of the Year. So that's kind of cool. 50 different films over her career. And then it was 1974 that she had a hit in the story, in the anthology series Police Story, and so popular that she got her own show, Policewoman.
Yep.
Sergeant
I loved that show.
Yeah. I don't think we ever watched it. No, I mean, yeah.
Did you get a lot of U.S. channels over in the world?
No, we only got the Canadian channels, CBC and CTV, and then Global when Global came along, but it wasn't even an option originally until later, till high school, I think, for me. But so we'd get some American stuff on, like the last profile, the FBI show that came on one of the channels that we watched. So I'd seen that one, but Policewoman I hadn't seen. Or maybe it just wasn't something that my parents liked watching. So,
so you weren't aware at all.
Growing up, we didn't have a lot of control of the TV set, most nights. Now this guy, I love Don Knotts, Jesse Donald Knotts, born on the 20th.
My closest. Of course, he and Leslie Nielsen are my closest.
So he's,
and I also Greg or Betsy. He's one of your closest.
He's one of mine too, I think.
And 18, your Kyra Sedgwick is your closest.
Yes.
Betsy.
Yes.
And 21
those are my
from
two.
Kyra Sedgwick. Yeah, Kyra Sedgwick and Don Knotts are your closest.
Yeah.
Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, the two comedians are mine.
Of course. I just love him. I mean, I've seen the Shakiest Gun in the West. I don't know how many times, but I need to watch it again because it's just such a classic. I just love it. Anyways, maybe it doesn't stand up the test of time. Maybe it's too silly, but I still love it. Anyways, born in 1924, Morgantown, West Virginia. Passed away at the age of 81. Which still seems too young for him. 24 February of 2006 in LA. He was a native West Virginian, was an actual veteran of the World War II. And this is what I love is that, so he actually won a number of medals. The World War II Victory Medal, the Philippine Liberation Medal, the Asiatic Pacific Campaign Medal with 4 bronze service stars, Army Good Conduct Medal. I'm sure but he won the Marksman Badge. And the Honorable Service Lapel. He won a badge for being a marksman. And then one of the best movies he ever did, I think, is The Shakiest Gun in the West. I mean,
on Mayberry, how many times did he shoot himself in the foot?
I know, Barney Fife. Yeah, like really. It's just hilarious. I just think it's great.
The Ghost and Mr. Chicken. Donna Gerber brings that one up.
Yeah. The Incredible Mr. Limpet. Now, I don't think have I seen The Ghost of Mr. Chicken? Maybe
it's
once.
Pretty funny.
Okay, I'll have to watch. I'll have to find these movies somewhere. There must be a service where you can watch them for free. Or maybe they're part of, I don't know. Does Netflix have those?
Well, if you just you just Google the movie, it'll tell you all the places you can find that movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to do that afterwards. Okay, great. Anyways, and it looks like this is a quote from an obituary here. Ends with, Jesse became one of the best loved characters of all, for it was Jesse Don Knotts, who brought us Barney Fife. Nice. Very neat. James Oswald Little. So, okay. So if you notice this time, I have to keep increasing every time I go to a new tab. I have to keep increasing it. I'm using Safari this morning instead of Chrome for my WikiTree profiles. And I have got, you can see, I don't know if you can tell or not, but I have the browser extension installed because we're working through getting that working. So I'm testing it out and it's working really cool. One of the things about the browser extension is that one of the options is putting a quick link to the categories at the top of the profile so that you can, if you want to get to the categories, you don't have to keep scrolling. You can just click on this. And
I love that feature of the browser extension.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you hovered, but if you click it, it actually takes it to you to it.
Right.
Or it should. Click it and see if it works.
Yeah.
No. Uh-oh.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. No, still didn't take it to it. But it did show it to you, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In Chrome, it takes you down, all the way down. If you hover, it'll give you the categories in that little window, and then when you click it takes you. That's how I always get down to yours so fast.
Good. I was going to say, yeah, that's a cool thing. Anyways, moving on. So James Oswald Jimmy Little. This is our person from Australia, born on the 1st of March, 1937 in New South Wales, passed away at the age of 75, the 2nd of April, 2012. Again, New South Wales, Dubbo, New South Wales. So it starts off saying, there's an excellent biography already exists for this Indigenous singer, musician, and actor and teacher. And then it has a link to his biography in the Australian Dictionary of Biographies and the Indigenous Australian Dictionary of Biographies. So this profile is not meant to compete with them, but just to emphasize the ancestry. So that was, kind of a neat thing. So if you want to find even more details, you can go to those. He was born, talks about where he was born on the Kumurajunga Aboriginal Mission in New South Wales, on the side of the Murray River, which had been established in 1883 after the governor of New South Wales had been petitioned for a place to call home. The name means our home. So that's neat. He's the eldest of 5 surviving children of Ewan Mornaro man, James Edward Little. Who himself was an entertainer and a Gumleaf band musician.
Gumleaf?
Yeah, Gumleaf. So I wonder what kind of
Ruth Ogilvie has stayed up tonight, and even though she may not be in the same exact place, she may know that. But I'm going with Gumleaf.
Gumleaf. What is a Gumleaf?
Gumleaf musician.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There's a YouTube video.
Okay.
And they actually have a leaf of a plant that they play.
Really?
Oh.
They blow on the leaf.
So the vibrations probably make different tones, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's amazing.
I'll have to check out that video.
Yeah, that's right. He became
that's funny. They're going out. They're in the video right now. They're walking out, and he says, "We have to be careful to make sure there's no snakes in the grass."
No snakes in the grass. Yeah, you wouldn't want
I'm not playing that.
No. Okay. He started out bean picking on the south coast of New South Wales. Then had to go back to school because he was too young at this point. Then he performed at local concerts and went on to the Amateur Hour radio talent show in Sydney in 1953. Became a singer, songwriter, guitarist. influenced by Nat King Cole, Johnny Mathis, Jim Reeves, and then he went to live in Sydney. Moved to Western Sydney. They had a daughter, and then he became a teacher. He became a teacher there, Betsy, in 1970, and then turned to acting. And then, unfortunately, kidney failure happened in 2002, and some other complications and such. So, but anyways, very impressive. Nice photos there too of the families. Helen Mirren.
Dame Helen.
Dame Helen Mirren, yes. So her connection to this category was her portrayal of Detective Jane Tennyson. So I don't know if you've seen any of those shows. That she's quite good in that. And obviously, like, the character is a brilliant character, but she also has to put up, because it takes place 70s or 80s, maybe the 80s. Still has to put up with a bunch of BS from male colleagues and stuff. So, and she portrays that and that struggle and that frustration really well, because, you know, she's just such an amazing actress. But she was born 26th of July, 1945 in Hammersmith, London, England. Her parents were Vasily Mironov and Kathleen Rogers. Her ancestry is mixed. Her mother came from a very large family, with children being born in various parts of London. Now, this is a protected profile, so I can't edit it, but there is a mistake here. So someone who can edit it, if there's anyone on the chat here who's part of this group who can edit this protected profile. It says her paternal grandfather, Henry Rogers, but that's wrong. It's her maternal, her mother's grandfather. Her mother was Rogers. Her father's line is Russian. So it should be her maternal grandfather. Came from Widdicombe in Somerset. And he was a master butcher. The butcher, in fact, for Queen Victoria.
Wow.
Yeah. But her father, Helen's father, is Vasily Petrovich Mironov, born in Russia in 1913, but came to England 2 years old, when he was 2 years old, just prior to the Russian Revolution, because he came from Russian nobility. His father, Pyotr Vasilievich Mironov, was an aristocrat, as was his grandmother, whose name was Lydia, where Helen got her middle name. And Pyotr had served as a colonel in the Imperial Russian Army and was descended from Count Mikhail Fedorovich Kamensky, who was a general in the Napoleonic Wars. So very cool. Vasily changed his name to Basil to anglicize it. And apparently he played viola in the London Philharmonic Orchestra. But during World War II, he became an ambulance driver and served during the Blitz. Now, I have...
wow.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool, right? But I thought it was very cool. Her father played the viola. So I was wondering, if Helen's father owned a number of those instruments and they were all painted green, but then there was a serious earth-shaking windstorm, you could say that Vasily's various vertiginous violas vibrated violently.
Some nice alliteration there.
You know, I saw the beginning of that sentence and I just had to go with it.
Mags is speechless.
I know. I will.
Greg leaves me speechless a lot.
Maybe I'll just park it on the side of the stage here, so you can
yeah, there you go. Side of the stage. I don't know where you think you are, Buster.
Just had to go there.
I'm looking for the thing that goes bump.
Yeah, that's right.
Wait, I'm looking. I'm gonna just keep talking. If I find it, I'll let you know.
You're gonna get the sound effect. But what was cool is when she was raised in an area, Leon's Essex, which is apparently a very anti-monarchist environment. And again, another irony. She grew up in an anti-monarchist environment, but one of her most famous roles is playing Queen Elizabeth.
Queen Elizabeth.
But she's according to this, she's the only actress who's played both Elizabeth I and Elizabeth II.
Oh, that's fascinating.
That's kind of cool.
She did.
Yeah. But then, of course, the role which qualifies her for this category or for this profile of the week is her one with the as Jane Tennyson in Prime Suspect. which I talked about.
Oh, another thing about the gum leaf is if you want to play one, you have to keep it in your pocket or they crack. That from GSL. Just updating on the instruments situation there.
Cool. Neat. Okay. I will put that away and we'll move on. Noriyuki Morita, or Pat Morita, American film, television actor, best known as Arnold from Happy Days, Matsuo Arnold Takahashi. Also, Mr. Miyagi, probably even more well known as Mr. Miyagi in the Karate Kid movies. Well, I say that, but I wonder, do people watch the Karate Kid movies still these days?
It's a classic.
It's a classic.
Wax on, wax off.
Exactly. Yeah. Then he was also, so yeah, I think it's classic. He also was, I didn't realize this, but he was the voice of the Emperor of China in the Mulan animated film by Disney.
Oh.
I hadn't realized that. And also Sanford and Son, we talked about Sanford and Son a couple of weeks ago. He played Achu in Sanford and Son. I remember there was a, yeah, there was a tiny,
you never get away with having a character name like that.
What's that?
Days. You would never get away with having a character name like that these days.
No, you wouldn't. No. But that was back in the 70s. And I mean, I don't think you could have a show like All in the Family with Archie Bunker.
No.
There's a lot of TV that was in today's.
All in the Family was a caricature of life, so maybe you could.
Maybe if people realized. Anyways, here's our Canadian content for this week.
Okay. Of all the people who would be connected to him, the last one, John Tyner would not be the person that I would think would be related to Pat Morita.
Wow, that's wild. Yes. No.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Leslie Nielsen, born.
One of my closest.
Your closest?
One of my closest. They're tied. Don Knotts and him. I told you, the two comedians.
That's right, the comedians. Yeah, I'm 24 degrees from him. How far are you?
I've closed my screen. I'm not looking it up.
Anyways, born 1926 in Regina.
A lot more.
Mm-hmm. And then died in November 2010 at the age of 84 in Fort Lauderdale. Best known, of course, for many of comedic roles. Airplane. Shirley, no, don't call me Shirley, right?
Sure, don't call me Shirley.
Yeah, that's right.
That is said in our house a lot.
Oh, I know. Same here. I'm pretty sure Chris said it already. Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Surely it can't be serious. Naked Gun, Police Squad, Officer Frank Darabin. Lots of fun stuff. Yeah. His father, Ingvard Everson Nielsen, was a Royal Canadian Mounted Police constable. That's pretty cool. An RCMP officer. Very neat. He himself was married 4 times and made an officer of the Order of Canada in 2002. Way to go. Kyra Sedgwick is my cousin, 11th cousin, twice removed.
And I just want to say, I looked at my pathway to her, and it is a result of work I did during the Connect-a-thon.
Really?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that was exciting to see.
That's neat.
Brian says that Leslie Nielsen's brother was a deputy prime minister.
Ooh. Wow.
That's crazy.
Which deputy prime minister?
I don't know. Does he have his brothers listed?
No.
No, they're living.
Yeah, they'd be living. I don't remember a Nielsen.
Okay, I gotta look this up. You get to talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, that's right. Anyways, Kyra won a Golden Globe for her role in The Closer, an Emmy Award in 2010. Born in New York City, daughter of Patricia Rosenwald, a speech teacher and English family therapist, and Henry Dwight Sedgwick V. Wow, imagine the 5th person, same name. Wow, that's pretty wild. Who was a venture capitalist. Her father was Episcopalian English heritage, and her mother was Jewish. On its father's side, she's a descendant of Judge Theodore Sedgwick, Endicott Peabody, William Ellery, a signer of the Declaration of Independence, and John Lathrop, an American minister. And the great-granddaughter of Henry Dwight Sedgwick III, thus the corresponding niece to his brother Ellery Sedgwick, who was the owner and editor of the Atlantic Monthly, a prestigious publication. And she's married to actor Kevin Bacon. Just by the by.
Well, yeah, 8 degrees.
You know, so Tom Selleck has a very short biography, but he's well known, and probably most people here are familiar with him. My distant cousin, American actor, best known for his TV role as Thomas Magnum in Magnum PI, and I am enjoying watching him as Police Commissioner Frank Reagan from Blue Bloods. But he's done lots of stuff.
Hey, Greg, I have a question.
Yeah.
On the right side,
Yes.
right column, there's
Mhm.
pink and blue sort of towards the top.
Yeah.
What is that a WikiTree browser extension feature?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the options that I have, and can I get to? Let me think now. I'm just going. How do I get
This
to?
is Safari. How do you do this?
It is Safari.
Man's
So
testing it. He's testing it.
I'm testing it. I'm trying to think where as I go to customize the. There it is up here. I click on this and I go to the extension options, and oh no, I didn't want to do that. Under profiles, family lists, I moved them to the right-hand side. That's this checkbox here. And I made them vertical so that instead of sort of scrolling the one person per line, the coloring, blue for men, pink for women, or whatever, happened automatically. It doesn't look like there's a checkbox. So that might have been part of even without the extension.
So those are ancestors or descendants or?
Oh, this is his son. He's the son. These are his parents.
Okay,
these are his siblings, and they're his children.
Very cool. I'm going to have to play with that.
Yeah. So if I turn this off, option off, and then refresh the page. No, that's awesome. Refresh the page. You see, his parents, his people are there.
Oh, but I like the
people
options.
are there.
The people are there. The people are there.
That's funny. The people.
His parents, siblings, and offspring are on the right side in the bulk of the thing. But I kind of like. Let me go back to it.
That's why I couldn't see Leslie Nielsen's siblings.
I
was looking in the wrong place. You get used to your eye automatically expects to see that on the left and DNA connections on the right.
Yeah. I like that feature. I'm going to add that.
Yeah. It took me a lot. Once I did this, it took me a long. I was the same way. I was thinking, oh, why is there no parents? It took me a long time to. See that.
I don't like that.
Well, it takes a while to get used to.
People.
What I really do like, though, I do like.
But I want to see the DNA connections there instead. So that's.
Well, if you had DNA connections.
Yeah, maybe it wouldn't. No, I think it actually trumps the DNA connections. It shifts it down.
Well, it would shift it down, but I don't think it removes it.
No, not trump.
That is one of the extension options is to hide that too, if you want it. But why would you do that? Anyways, and I believe Ephraim is our final one. Ephraim Zimbalist Jr.
Mr. FBI himself.
Yes, exactly.
What was his famous line from that show? Does anybody remember? I don't.
Oh, I haven't watched it since the 70s. I don't know. You're under arrest?
You haven't watched it since the 70s?
Well, I mean, it didn't do reruns.
You admit it. You are a closet FBI show watcher.
I would love to. Again, I have to find where all these shows are now. Anyways, he graduated from Yale, went on. But look at this. He also produced an opera.
He was did he compose the music or did he just produce
producer? So producer means the person who puts it on stage, right?
Right.
So he didn't write it but he was, made it happen sort of thing. Won a Pulitzer Prize. And of course, as an actor. But he was in the 77 Sunset Strip, which isn't a show I'd seen, but heard of. And of course, the police series, The FBI. And being Ephraim Zimbalist Jr., as expected, his father was Ephraim Zimbalist, and his mother was Elma Gluck.
What are the origins of that name? Can we figure that out?
Zimbalist?
Where are they from? Where are they from?
It's someone who plays a zimbal. I don't know.
You're hitting on all cylinders.
I'm hitting all.
Greg.
Let's look at his ancestors.
Tired from your conference. That's
Yeah.
I am a little tired from my
post presentation.
I have witnessed this in you personally.
That's right. So there's his ancestor chart there. Russian Empire.
There we
Jewish,
go.
it looks like. Is that
Nice.
Yiddish writing?
Yeah.
Or is that Cyrillic? No, that's. I'm not sure.
I can't see it well enough to tell you.
Oh, I can zoom in more.
Let me get my binoculars out.
There we go. Look at that.
I'm on my laptop, folks.
Oh,
Sorry.
right.
Yeah, as am I.
Is this Jewish script?
Russian.
Yes.
Well, it says Russian.
No, but it's not. It's Hebrew.
Hebrew. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He is not experiencing a glitch. He is banging on all cylinders, Chris.
That's very kind of you. So, anyways, won lots of awards and stuff. But what I really like is, where was it here? The Society of Former Special Agents of the Federal Bureau of Investigation honored the character in '85 with a set of retired credentials. So they gave the character, a retirement.
Yeah.
And then he was honored with a plaque honoring his work in the series by the actual FBI director.
Susan Anderson is correcting us, and she's saying that the writing is actually Yiddish.
Yiddish. Not
which
Hebrew.
is the women's language of Hebrew.
Yiddish.
Or the mother's language, I think is what it's called.
Oh, Yiddish. Okay. And so there we have the profiles of the week.
Yes. Well done.
Well done. We digressed a little bit here and there. But
I'm going to move you all the way to the bottom, Greg, next time.
Go ahead. I deserve to be put in the basement now.
Well,
we shared a few new tips and a few new features we showed, right? So,
we did.
Let's see. Photo of the week. Today is your penultimate.
Wait. Mel Bishop. Heaven help us all. He's right. According to Wikipedia, a zimbalist, originally cymbalist, is a surname that means one who plays the cymbalum, traditional string instrument of Central and East Europe. Thanks, Mel. No thanks.
Oh, Mel, you're the best. Oh, that's great.
Okay, sorry, Betsy. Betsy.
So today,
don't encourage him. Oh, wow.
I know, right? John Thompson put these up. Today is your penultimate day to add a couple's photograph because, So John put up these two really fun photos.
Oh, that's
early
fun.
Teens. I remember my father telling me about his polo playing friend, Harry Hastings, in California, and the memory has stayed with me ever since. Randomly removing photos from his album in search of identification, this one, 1925, had written on the back, Harry Hastings and his fiancée, Amy Angela Raish, her Cadillac behind, Inspiration Point, Santa Cruz Mountains, California. Now further searching on Google produced a middle name for Harry Coghill Hastings, and from there I was able to find him on WikiTree.
Nice.
Look at that, the car, the Cadillac.
Yeah.
Wow. They look like they're having a grand outing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's two different couples, or two guys and a lady. I think it's two different couples.
Same, doesn't it?
Well,
I'm looking at the hat.
The
hat and the coat look different.
Yeah. It's the lady looks
it's hard
the same.
to see. I need to get my binoculars out.
Yeah, the lady looks the same in both photos, but the man looks different.
Mm-hmm.
The man in
No, the man is definitely different hat, different clothes.
mustache. It looks like he has a mustache in the lower photograph.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're all wearing their riding outfits, though.
Yeah.
They've got jodhpurs on. Those are the pants when you're horse riding. Jodhpur.
Yes.
Yeah, mixed
Oh,
couples.
yeah, that's excellent. So the photo theme for May is children.
Oh.
So go through your photo albums and see what you got for us. And if there's anything new that comes in the next 36 hours on couples, we'll show it next week. Okay, tip of the week. Tip of the week is the WikiTree Family Search Connection app.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So the way to find this app, well, maybe I should show that to just walk through the steps systematically. So if you go to the home page, you go to Find, you go to Apps, and then Family Search.
Ooh, yay.
Huh. Okay.
I like that they have done that with the apps.
Yes. Yeah. So as you can see, I'm already signed in as me. And then you sign in, you log in your family search credentials, which I've already done. And let's see, now I'm going to go to another screen where I'm already logged in. So you will get this. See, I'm signed in. And these are all the people on my watch list. They are alphabetical by last name, which makes it easy. And what you can do, let's look at Anna Perkins for example. You can see that this is a possible family search match. And you can look at this, and then you can create it if you feel. And you can say certain or uncertain.
Actually, for those of you who may be watching who have no idea what family search is, it is another global family tree that is complementary to WikiTree, and it's run by the LDS Church, and it is an incredible resource for sources and information, but they also have that global family tree component, and that is what this is talking about, the integration between these. And this has been a long going for WikiTree, and that. Sorry, Becky. Betsy.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Now you can see that Anna's from this sort of one of my prominent lines. So she actually she has 2 family search profiles. So I would want to carefully look at each of these and see.
And you can request that those are merged on Family Search. Family Search is trying to go with the 1 person per profile. It's something they're starting to work on. So you can actually ask to have that merged too.
Yeah, there are aspects of both. Like the parents that you have in yours are from the top one, but the spouse you have is from the bottom one. So
right. Yeah. So I have gone ahead and I've done this merge for 1 person. Now I'm going to go to his WikiTree tag. This is the one I worked on last weekend for the Connect-a-thon. And you can see if you go down here under research, that it says family search and there's his ID. So if I click on that, it takes me right to his family search.
What a seamless integration.
Yes.
Nice.
But wait, there's more.
There's more?
But wait, there's more.
Yes. So what you can
buy
do,
1, you get 4.
Here's what I think is really great. If I go to the sources, I have also added his WikiTree ID on family search, so that someone who is on family search but unaware of WikiTree will be looking through and say, oh, what's this? And hopefully click on it.
I saw a post yesterday in G2G. Was it G2G or on Family Search or on Facebook, where somebody was actually questioning whether WikiTree should be listed as a source anywhere for anything, because WikiTree in and of itself is not technically a source.
Yeah.
That I thought that was an interesting conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, do we have time to like live demo doing this?
Sure.
Because
Sure.
okay. Okay, because I think that's interesting. Your question.
We don't have lives. Don't worry about us, Betsy.
Yeah, we don't have. Well,
We
my
don't
question.
have lives.
Yeah, I guess my question was: does that extra step does the connection get made 2 ways automatically, or do you have to do?
No. So that's why I thought it would be
Okay,
beneficial to walk through this. So if I go back to this page, okay, and now I'm going to look for my great grandmother, Grace Greenwood Menzie. Let's see. Hang on a second. Oh, you know it's it.
Can you do a Control F?
Can I? Well, let's see. Control F. Menzie.
F.
Hey. All right. Well, I found all the Menzies.
You're in the right neighborhood.
Yep. You know what? Let me do Grace or Greenwood. That would be more. Greenwood. Oh, it doesn't come up with any.
Is it showing like page 100? Page 1?
Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to go back. I know she's on page 5 because I was.
Oh, okay.
I was playing with this last night, and I'm on page 6, so that's probably my problem.
See, we do prepare for the live cast.
We do prepare.
I was burning the midnight oil. Okay, McMurray, Menzie.
Frank, getting close. Eugene. Oh, wait a sec.
Wait, no.
George.
Myron. Francis.
Bueller.
Okay. This...
Good grief, Greg. Stop it. Just stop it.
Max, to be fair, he warned us that he might punch you.
Yeah.
4 hours sleep, folks. 4 hours sleep.
Poor Julie.
2 days in a row.
Julie, run. Open the door and run.
Okay. Well, you know what? I might just do somebody else. I was all set to go with her profile, but let me just.
I hope that Greg's mischief has not thrown you way off.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's I will do my grandfather because his birthday was yesterday.
Oh, nice. Happy birthday.
Okay.
Nice.
William John McMurray. Okay. And he was born in 1899. So let's see, are you
Niagara
seeing
Falls? Yay.
Yeah, Niagara Falls. You're seeing what I'm seeing. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I've looked at his family search profile and there is only one. So I'm going to go ahead and create match. And it's creating.
Oh, stop that earworm now.
It was her.
Oh, you know what? Look, I settled on him, and right underneath.
Look underneath that.
There's my nanny.
Oh, there's no Greenwood. It's just Grace.
Yeah,
G.
that's why the Greenwood didn't pull it up.
Look at that.
It's strange why it's not. It did not take this long last night.
It's because we're live.
Of course.
At least we're pretending to be live.
That's right.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, all right. Then I'll go to.
Well, just go to let's go back to Grace.
Okay.
Let's see.
We should have the logo spin in circles when we're sitting and not saying anything.
Or the shaking tree.
Yeah, I do like that on your logo.
I like that shaking tree. I might have to borrow that for one of my apps.
All right, I'm going to go another way because there's another way to do this, which
Please do.
Yes. Now I'm on her profile, and if I go down to that area, you'll see this. Add family search ID. And this is a way to do it, just one at a time. So L FY3D 193. I am certain. Connect. And now we're connected.
And now we're connected.
Yay!
And this will show up that that I have made the connection. But what I was hoping to show is that there's a way to use the app to put that WikiTree ID on the family search source list.
Right.
So, but that may not happen today.
Thank you, Betsy.
You're welcome.
That's very cool.
And kind of, sort of, we have what's happening around WikiTree. Let me make sure I've got that big enough. There we go. I do. So we do have some things going on around WikiTree. Azure actually wanted us to mention that the cookbook, there's a cookbook they're doing for WikiTree's 15th anniversary. So you can answer a G2G post if you'd like to add a recipe. And you have to have the recipe and the WikiTree ID of the ancestor. There's the new Wiki Games trailer that's coming or up. Connection Finder short on Lance Riddick goes live at 7:30 on the 27th of April. And this is for the social media people to share. The Spotlight short on Aretha Franklin, R-E-S-P-E-C-T. No. And the Blues Hall of Fame space goes live at 7:30 on the 28th of April. And going live a half hour before today's roundup was the information about the 1,000th member. I want to make sure I get to that. And then there was something else. Oh, there's a YouTube video. I don't know if I can play that, but there's also a YouTube video. Let me grab that and I'll show that to you. This is for the 1,000,000th member. I'll get that posted here. Thank you for the cookbook information. So there is the cookbook link is here. Leave that up for a second. And here is the other one. That is the short for the 1,000,000 members. And so we got some stuff going on.
Did you mention the WikiTree Games trailer?
Yes.
Yes, you did mention it.
Cool.
So on the 3rd, Ask Alesh.
Yep.
What are you guys talking about this week? Do you know?
Well, we're going to do a little bit more on WikiTree Plus, sort of the introductory to it. We talked about the suggestions tab first. We're going to talk more about the search one this time. And then whatever other questions people ask. So yeah, go to that post and ask your questions.
The title of the thing is Ask Alesh. So
it is Ask Alesh. So
yeah. And then there is the new member Q&A with Betsy Co.
The 4th and the 7th.
Yeah, the 4th and the 7th. WikiTree Saturday Roundup. You guys know where we are. You're here now. We're going to be talking about the WikiTree Challenge coming up the week of the 11th through the 18th. And look who that is. It's mitawydna.org. Now, they're doing it because mitawydna.org is a nonprofit. So, and also it's very integrated with WikiTree, but also you don't have to know anything about DNA to do the challenge. It's all about the genealogy of people who just have very deep lines on the Y and the mitochondrial DNA line. So it's still genealogy. You don't have to know anything about the DNA. It's just they're recognizing people that have that. So that's cool. And the 15th, WikiTree tours more with the WikiTree browser extension. Is that you, Greg?
I'm not doing that one.
That's usually Julie and Awen and Azure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the month-long challenges and events are the We Will Rock You nominations. We Will Rock You seeking volunteers for June. Ongoing events are places to find unconnected profiles and how to increase a country's presence on WikiTree. Very important. And of course, the very next comment is check the England project for challenges. So go to the G2G feed for what's happening around WikiTree in May 2023 and give it an upvote. And upvote this video as well.
Yes.
I also have the social media tab up, but I kind of covered it since Azure asked us to do some specific stuff coming up this week. So question of the week. So she's got all of the links here for all the social media places. to put up Putty. What is Putty? Project Putty. Oh, that's the one name study project. Putty. One name study. That is.
That's the last name.
Surname.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I figured that. I smart sometime. The one place study Wednesday, Pressman's home in Tennessee. WikiTree Plus with Ask Alesh. And the project showcase, don't know what that one is going to be yet. Shouldn't have that over there in that column. New member Zoom. So if you want to help out with any of that social media, it is over on the social media page. And I'll give you that link too. And that is about, let me go back to, there we go. Here's the social media page link.
And June saying, I wish someone would rock my Bennett Austin Downs line. Well, so Watch G2G will be having posts come out tomorrow about how to nominate people to get rocked. And then we're looking for a team of rockers. We hope that the March rockers will be back. And maybe we can.
You don't have to have big hair and black and white makeup on your face to be a part of it either. So I'm just trying to catch up to Greg here.
Yes, that's great.
Yeah. So we will see you next week, and we will have very much fun with all of WikiTree stuff coming up here shortly in this week. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy your week, and we will see you soon.
See ya.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.